you guys came in, kind of give a spark. What changed there?
Okay. I think we just kind of locked in defensively. In the first half, we did a poor job of just sticking to the scouting report. We let them get a lot of easy buckets. So I think at halftime, we just went in and we knew what we had to do to win this game.
Yeah, I think it was the energy. First half was a little sloppy, and we was in the back talking as a team, like we got to clean that up. And I think it just helped us when we played defense real hard. We one of the best teams in the Big Ten, I should say. And just the energy that we provide, and when we get out and run, it's hard to guard us.
Brad.
Ty, you've gone through some struggles throughout this season. What's been the key for you, as now you seem to have found your role and you're with the squad?
For me, it's been 100% mental. Just knowing some games I'm gonna play 15+ minutes, other games I'm gonna play 5 minutes, and just staying hungry, staying aggressive, and just staying in the gym and continue working.
Brett, or Doug, sorry.
Ty, can you tell me about the defense on Greasel in the second half? First TJ, then he picked up a third foul, then you and Coleman. Was that a halftime adjustment to try to slow him down and keep him off balance?
Yeah, he got going in the first half, and second half we had to slow him down. We couldn't let him be the reason that they beat us. So for me, it was just coming in and being more aggressive with them, not letting them get to the spots.
Andy?
It seems like you found some comfort kind of getting on the offensive glass the last couple weeks. What kind of do you think makes you such an effective offensive rebounder?
I just know that's going to keep me on the court. The more I crash the glass, the more I get those rebounds, the more it's going to help the team, and that's all I love to do. So.
We'll start with Sincere and then Ty, if you could, afterwards. I think we've talked individually to each of you about the energy you bring off the bench, but do you guys have a conversation with one another about the way you can both impact the game like that? And I guess what's it take to have that kind of impact?
I think it's just me and Ty. We always played together when we was younger, so we always know what that energy, what we need to bring, which is that energy. So it's kind of it's just crazy how we bring it every time.
Yeah, I think with us, we know what we're coming in to do, so we don't play outside of our role. Every time we come in, we know we're trying to bring energy, and I think that's just what we do. He picks up 94 feet. I'm gonna get a rebound. We're gonna get loose balls. So, yeah.
Did you say you played together when you were younger?
Yeah.
What was the connection there?
Nah, it was great. We played with a ton of energy.
Yep. I believe 7th or 8th grade we played. 7th grade. 7th grade we played together for a year, and then our freshman year we played on the EYBL circuit together for a year.
Ty, that game wasn't going well, 50-48. Just how's it feel for you guys to make an impact on a Big Ten win and kind of keep this thing rolling?
And it feels good. I think it's good for both of us, just to help the team get going defensively, because I think when we lock in together as a team, I think we're the best defensive team in the country. So for us to just be able to come in and bring that energy, I think it was huge.
Andy?
I guess for both of you guys, when you guys kind of met and started playing with each other in 7th grade, what was kind of your first impression of each other?
I don't even know.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember that one.
It was probably the same thing, though. Just play hard. Dog. Yeah.
Scott?
Ty, what's your approach in offensive rebounding? I mean, you had 6 of your 7 rebounds tonight were on that end. Just how do you attack that? How do you view that?
I think for me it's just playing free, just trying to create another possession for us. So every time I'm gonna go full speed and try to get the ball back, because I know that's just gonna help the team. So.
Was for either of you, we saw Coach Underwood come back out to the floor at halftime, much earlier than I think we've probably ever seen him. What was halftime like for you guys?
It was Coach Brad, I should say. I think he was a little frustrated with us, but we knew what we know what we needed to do to step up. I mean, obviously we all knew that the first half was very, very poor. That's not us. And then we had to step up.
Yep. So.
We had to step up the second half.
Yeah, just Coach Brad being Coach Brad, man. he wasn't the nicest guy at that halftime, but yeah, man, he's great for us. He builds energy into us. Like when he's screaming and stuff, we're not listening to him scream. We're listening to what he's saying. So he builds those relationships with each and every one of us. So it makes it way easier.
I think that Coach Brad, when he doing the yelling, I think he trying to light a fire in us, and I think that's what really happened. And then we just came out ready to go.
Jeremy, then Matt.
Ty, just what is this last couple weeks? Feels like you're building some momentum, maybe building some confidence. Just how does this feel going into the big stretch here?
Kind of like I said earlier, just for me, my biggest thing is just to stay locked in mentally, because it is going to be games where I'm not going to play very much, and it just goes with the rhythm of the game, and I understand that. So for me, it's just to keep working hard in practice, keep getting extra shots, and keep working on things that I'm not good at.
Ty, the obvious question is this maybe the first time in your basketball life you haven't been, a spotlighted part of your team and have had to play a complimentary role?
I would say yes and no. I grew up when I was younger. I played with Imani Bates, so I was kind of the second, third guy. When I played with Mean Streets, I played with AJ Cassie, Cam Kraft, Jalen Washington, who's at UNC. So I'm used to playing with other guys. This is my first time playing like low minutes like this, so that was an adjustment. But like I said, just staying strong mentally and not folding.
Since you come off the bench the last 3 games, what's different for you in that role versus being a starter, and how do you kind of adjust to that?
At first, it was a struggle, and just trying to figure out what was. Let me fix that. Yeah, it was a struggle for me actually, and to know that talking to Coach Fraze and Coach Brad sometimes like helping me get through it, it's been good, and providing that energy is what they need, and I'm going to step up and do my job.
Anything else for the players? All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Outcome of tonight's game. I give Fred and Nebraska a lot of credit. They've been in here since Saturday, and I don't know if that's an easy thing or a good thing sometimes. Easing up on the travel. They came straight from Maryland. I think we beat them in by half an hour, 45 minutes Saturday night. But a game, and to be very honest, we were really flat emotionally. And you saw that in the insurgence of those 2 guys who were just up here, Ty and Sincere. Their effort and energy was just through the roof, changed the game. But they've got a unique game plan, the way they play. Defensively, taking away post-ups and rotating so hard, it's hard to get the ball in there. But I thought that transition was huge. Then I think this is the second game in a row we've had halves where we've held teams under 20 points. The DER, I know in the second half was 0.5, which is really, really good. And then obviously the 24-6 run at the end of the game. But again, I thought a night we weren't at our best. I don't want to discount Nebraska, and they played very, very good. And Fred's one of the best offensive coaches in all of basketball, and puts his teams in the right spots. But I thought our defense prevailed. That's what we have to hang our hat on, is that, and I think that our guys understood. RJ, by the way, had 2 really big charges, but I thought that I think our guys have to understand that that mental approach, not making scouting report mistakes, playing with energy, that's something we can control. We talked about it for the last 2 days, but happy for the win, and really happy for those 3 freshmen. I thought they all did a lot of really good things.
Brad?
Three-point shooting, 5 for 29. Nebraska forces you to shoot a lot of threes with the way they play. What's it take for you? What's it going to take for you guys to knock down more shots from the perimeter to kind of open up things?
Let me know when you figure it out. We shoot 1 million of them. I say this every day. RJ Melendez is a really, really good shooter, and the ball's not going in. And we'll see if that's where we get a Luke Goody back, if that helps. We've seen Matt Meyer go on huge runs. I thought he took some really hard shots tonight. We need Coleman's three-point shooting. He's been fighting a little wrist injury. But we got good shooters. We got to keep, we got to find the right balance. And they're number one in college basketball in the number of jump shots given up. So you're going to shoot some of those. But to go 5 of 29, win by 16, I'll take it.
Doug?
Coach, what was different about the approach defensively in the second half? And specifically, seems like there were some things geared to slowing down Griesel and taking him out of the game a little bit.
Well, I mean, he knocked Terrence into the bleachers about 3 times. Terrence just gave ground, and we got out of his way. We didn't play with any physicality, any toughness. He's a really good player. He's a 6'8" point guard, and he posts up. And if you double him, they've got electric shooters, and that's a common theme in the Big Ten is just clear aside, post up, space out, and play bully ball. And whether it's a 2 or a 3, how many attempts do you get? 17. Pretty good that he gets 17 attempts, and some of the three-point shooters don't get as many.
I don't think we've ever seen you come out from halftime with as much time left as you did. What was behind that? What would you maybe want to accomplish out there?
Oh, I pretty much got everything said in about 30 seconds. Went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and decided to go enjoy the fans and the Orange Crush and look at my play card a little bit and try to figure out what happened. I wasn't going to sit in there and re-diagram anything up, or I pretty much said it in 30 seconds to a minute, and wasn't really in the mood to listen to my staff at that time, so I just came out and had a few peaceful moments and enjoyed the fans and looked up and saw a lot of orange and realized how fortunate I am to be the basketball coach at Illinois.
Matt?
Is this the kind of night, as a complimentary piece, you could see Ty Rodgers being, not only tonight but in his career, where some guys don't like being the complimentary parts? He seems to relish in that role.
Yeah, he's 6 offensive rebounds. I mean, those 6 extra possessions are huge, and he's invaluable to our team, and he works so hard every day, and it's nice to see good things happen to guys who work that hard. And he's a terrific player. He can handle the ball. He can rebound it. He's guarding literally 5 different spots at times. That versatility is a plus.
Going to the way back.
Coach, you kind of weathered the storm of a couple of runs, one in the first half and that one to start the second half. What does that say about the resilience of this group, especially with it being such a young group and an experienced group, to be able to weather those storms and come away with a run of your own?
We're doing that. I wish we weren't, but I also understand we're playing the second best conference in college basketball, and these teams are really, really good. And you're going to get teams make baskets. You're not just going to shut them out, and we would love to have that. But I think it's a lot of growth. I think it's a lot of mix and matching, finding the right lineups that work sometimes. Tonight it was the 2 freshmen off the bench, and it was all defense. Didn't have anything to do with, I wasn't thinking of one thing about an offensive substitution. A lot of times I do, but a lot of times it's just mixing and matching until you find it, and we got it stopped. And these guys are tough, and they're fighting like crazy. And when you win, like I said, you win 7 of 8 in this league, you're doing some things all right, and you're getting a little tougher.
Jeremy?
Brad, usually you rely on veterans for moments like this, but to have those guys, I think they had 15, freshmen had 15 of the last 24 points, a lot of defensive things. What does that say about them, and what are they going to mean for your team moving forward?
Yeah, they're good. They're good players. I mean, it's nice to have. I got a lot of confidence in Jaden. I got a lot of confidence in what Ty's going to do, and I know he's a guy that is going to shut down the other team's best player. I don't know how many games has Buck changed with his defense and his tenacity. And I mean, Tamananga hits a couple, insert him, water cut off, and then it leads to a couple easy baskets in transition, and he gets a couple easy ones. And yeah, I mean, those guys are all really good players, and I'm happy for them. And we needed them tonight, and in a night when we weren't our sharpest, they were, and it's nice to see that.
Andy?
Sincere, how important was it for him to kind of really not miss a beat at all after kind of the lineup change and kind of be able to still...
Yeah, only you guys make a deal about the lineup change. I'm so tired of all that crap. You guys think that crap matters. It doesn't. Winning matters. And we had a lot of conversations with him. He's fine. He's playing the same amount of minutes. It doesn't impact. It's the way I'm about ready to make another one. I mean, the way we're starting games stinks. And you got to find the right combination, the right energy, the right flow, and we'll see. You guys make way too much out. You guys have been around Lauren way too long in his 90 years, but gosh darn, it's not that big a deal.
Derek?
Jaden seemed to do a good job getting to the paint late in the shot clock. How much do you want to see maybe possessions end like that when things break down versus a pull-up, Jay?
A lot. He's elite at it. He has done that all year. There has not been hardly anybody keep that young man out of the paint. And when he's we all know he can finish and he can score in there. When he starts making that one, when it's the right time, man, I mean, I'm just telling you, he's one of the best freshman guards in the country. I believe that. And offensively, he lives in the paint. And I couldn't be more confident in him and in that situation.
Doug?
Coach, what did you see from Nebraska's transition defense? Seems like there were times when you were trying to speed them up a little bit, and they only had 3 offensive rebounds. Would you rather grab and go a little bit more and get some transition baskets?
Yeah, I think it was a nice balance. I think it was 12-2 or something like that. I think our reputation is pretty well established that you don't want to run with Illinois. If you get us out in the open court, Terrence Shannon's a monster. Matt Meyer's really good. Jay Knapp's really good. Coleman Hawkins is really good. So you've got teams that just don't offensive rebound. They send 4 back, and it gets a little harder to get transition baskets when, and that's been our MO my whole time here. So we're going to take them when they're there, but when we got to run offense, we got to run offense.
Scott?
You've talked about Ty's rebounding quite a bit. Is there anything in specific that makes him maybe so effective on the offensive end?
He goes. Not once, not twice. We chart every single day in practice the percentage of times that when we're in live situations that he goes to the glass. And in a perfect world, I'd love to get 40% of our misses back. But you got to get guys going. And Ty goes every single time. And his go rate is incredible. Well, when you go opposite and you know that 75% of your shots missed are going to go opposite, he goes to that area. And he's very intelligent. He's long, he's strong, and he's pretty tenacious with it. And one of the things I loved about him in the recruiting game is when we recruited him is he's tenacious on boards for his size. He never lets it bother him.
I know you said you got a lot of good shooters, but you're still putting them up at a pretty good clip. Is there any balance there to dial it back, or do you want them to keep putting that up with the law?
Every game's it's got its own deal. Tonight, Nebraska's probably done the best job guarding Big Boy at Purdue. You're doubled before you catch it because they rotate on the baseline so hard, and it's very challenging to get the ball in there, knowing that you're doubled. Sometimes you're fronted. You've got to seal high-low. Tonight was a game where you've got to move the ball and put them in closeouts and drive it again. And that's why they've given up the most jump shots in the country at any level. And so you've got to be ready to make them, and we didn't do it at a very good clip tonight.
Okay, that's
you.
it. Thanks, Coach.